Sun may seem enormous from our vantage point on Earth. It dominates our sky, governs the motion of the planets, and contains more than 99% of all the mass in the solar system. Its gravity holds everything together. Its energy makes life possible. Yet in the broader scale of the universe, the Sun is not an extreme object. It is a fairly typical main sequence star, stable, middle-aged, and moderate in size. When compared to the largest known stars, the Sun appears almost modest, reminding us that cosmic proportions stretch far beyond everyday intuition. The Sun's diameter measures about 1.39 million kilometers. Roughly 109 Earths could line up across its face, and more than 1 million Earths could fit inside its volume. Its mass, about 330,000 times that of Earth, creates immense pressure in its core, where temperatures exceed 15 million degrees Celsius. Under those conditions, hydrogen nuclei fuse into helium, releasing energy according to Einstein's equation, E equals mc squared. Every second, the Sun converts about 4 million tons of matter into energy, radiating light and heat in all directions. In stellar classification, the Sun is a G-type main sequence star, often called a yellow dwarf. The word dwarf does not imply insignificance. It distinguishes stars that are in the stable phase of hydrogen fusion from giants and supergiants that have evolved beyond it. In fact, many stars in the universe are smaller and cooler than the Sun red dwarfs, such as Proxima Centauri, are far more common. Proxima Centauri has only about 1/8 the Sun's mass and shines with a fraction of its brightness. Compared to such stars, the Sun is relatively large and luminous, but it is nowhere near the upper limits of stellar scale. To grasp how the Sun compares to the largest stars, we must look at red supergiants, massive stars that have expanded dramatically in the late stages of their evolution. A well-known example is Betelgeuse in the constellation Orion. Betelgeuse has a radius roughly 700 to 1,000 times that of the Sun. If it replaced our Sun at the center of the solar system, its outer atmosphere would likely extend beyond the orbit of Mars and perhaps even approach Jupiter. Its vast size results from internal changes that occur as fusion shifts from hydrogen to heavier elements in its core. The star's outer layers swell and cool, giving it a reddish appearance and enormous radius. Even larger is VY Canis Majoris, one of the most dramatic examples of stellar expansion ever observed. Its radius is estimated at roughly 1,000 to 1,500 times that of the Sun. If placed where the Sun is now, its surface could stretch beyond Jupiter's orbit. To imagine such scale, consider that hundreds of millions, possibly over a billion, suns could fit inside its volume. Yet despite this enormous radius, VY Canis Majoris has only a few dozen times the Sun's mass. Its outer layers are incredibly diffuse, spreading relatively modest mass over a colossal region of space. Among the largest stars known by radius is UY Scuti. With an estimated radius about 1,700 times that of the Sun, UY Scuti represents one of the most extreme examples of stellar expansion. If placed in our solar system, it could engulf the orbit of Saturn. A beam of light would take several hours to travel around its circumference. The sheer scale challenges comprehension. Compared to UY Scuti, the Sun would seem scarcely larger than a marble beside a mountain. Yet radius alone does not define stellar magnitude. Some stars are not the largest in size, but are the most massive and luminous. For example, R136a1 in the Large Magellanic Cloud is among the most massive stars ever measured, with an estimated mass more than 150 times that of the Sun. Though its radius is far smaller than that of red supergiants like UY Scuti, it emits millions of times more energy than the Sun. Its surface temperature exceeds 40,000 degrees Celsius, producing intense ultraviolet radiation. This comparison reveals an important distinction. Stellar bigness can refer to physical size, mass, or luminosity, and these properties do not always scale together. The reason the largest stars expand so dramatically lies in the physics of stellar evolution. As massive stars exhaust hydrogen in their cores, fusion shifts to heavier elements such as helium, carbon, and oxygen. Each transition alters the balance between gravitational collapse and outward radiation pressure. The outer layers respond by expanding outward, sometimes to astonishing distances. Meanwhile, the core contracts and heats further, preparing for subsequent fusion stages. These stars exist in a delicate and temporary balance, their enormous size reflecting internal instability rather than permanence. The Sun, by contrast, is remarkably steady. Its mass is sufficient to sustain hydrogen fusion for about 10 billion years in total. Currently about halfway through that lifespan, it shines with consistent luminosity, varying only slightly over solar cycles. Massive supergiants, however, burn through their fuel at prodigious rates. A star like Betelgeuse may live only a few million years, less than 1,000 the Sun's expected lifetime. The larger the star, the shorter its life. Immense size often signals imminent transformation, frequently culminating in a supernova explosion that briefly outshines entire galaxies. If we imagine shrinking one of the largest red supergiants down to the Sun's radius while preserving its mass, the resulting density would be extraordinary. Conversely, expanding the Sun to match Uy-Scuti's radius would thin its outer layers to extreme tenuousness. These thought experiments reveal that stellar structure depends not only on mass, but also on internal temperature, fusion rate, and pressure balance. The Sun's moderate scale contributes directly to its stability. Even visually, the comparison is striking. If the Sun were the size of a typical basketball, Earth would be a small pea about 26 meters away. In that same scale model, Uy-Scuti would span a sphere several kilometers wide. The largest known stars are not merely bigger, they redefine what big means in astronomical terms. Despite their grandeur, such enormous stars are rare. The majority of stars in the Milky Way are red dwarfs, small and faint. Giants and hypergiants represent brief, exceptional phases in stellar evolution. Their rarity and short lifespans make them spectacular but transient phenomena in the cosmic narrative. The Sun's relative modesty is, paradoxically, a strength. Its stability over billions of years provides the consistent conditions necessary for biological evolution on Earth. One day, however, the Sun itself will change. In about 5 billion years, it will exhaust hydrogen in its core and expand into a red giant. Though it will never approach the size of supergiants like Betelgeuse or Uy-Scuti, it may grow large enough to engulf Mercury and Venus, and possibly Earth. Even in that future state, it will remain far smaller than the largest stars known today. After shedding its outer layers, it will leave behind a white dwarf, dense, hot, and slowly cooling over trillions of years. Ultimately, comparing the Sun to the largest stars highlights the extraordinary diversity of stellar forms. From small red dwarfs like Proxima Centauri to titanic hypergiants like Uy-Scuti, the universe displays a vast spectrum of scale. The Sun occupies a middle ground, larger and brighter than most stars, yet tiny compared to the true giants. It is not among the cosmic titans, but neither is it insignificant. In the hierarchy of stars, the Sun's importance lies not in its size, but in its balance. Its moderate mass allows it to shine steadily rather than blaze briefly. Its scale is sufficient to sustain fusion for billions of years without collapsing or erupting catastrophically. While the largest stars inspire awe through sheer magnitude, the Sun demonstrates that cosmic significance is not measured only in size. Sometimes stability and longevity matter more than grandeur.